All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Veterans Gaming Podcast. This is Kevin. This is season one, episode one of my new career mode. I'm going to be starting with Darby County FC, who currently play in League One. If you've been watching my other videos on YouTube, on Twitch, or even some of my little peeks on TikTok, or you've been watching them through Twitter at SmoothOps75. Um, I finished basically my Bristol City career mode. I did 5 seasons and I was able to win the quadruple. I've still got it saved here. With that being said, I'm going to start a new career mode. There's really nothing else for me to do. Excuse me, with the Bristol City career mode. I'm just on my phone right here because I want to give you guys a brief history of Darby County and why I chose them. Uh, when I started my Bristol City career mode, Bristol City was a team that had never won any trophy in their history. So now that's done. Won the EFL championship the first season. The next 2 seasons, unfortunately, I was trophyless. Then in my fourth season, I won the Premier League and the FA Cup. And then in my fifth and final season, I ended up winning the quadruple. So that was the Carabao Cup, the Barclays Premier League for the second year in a row, the FA Cup for the second year in a row, and the Champions League. So um, now that that's completed, I felt that there was no need to continue. I didn't want to try to go for a second quadruple or anything like that. I think that that career mode had pretty much peaked. So instead of instead of continue that, I just chose to start over. I am working on a highlight package of that quadruple season, but I'm gonna take my time with it, and it'll come out eventually in the next maybe month or two. I'm in no rush to complete it. I was rushing it. I was trying to complete it basically in like a day and a half, and I was exhausting myself. So that won't happen this time around. Like I said, I'm just going to take my time with that, and eventually I will have uploaded my quadruple, the 2027-28 quadruple season of the Bristol City Robins season, that a great season in which we won all 4 trophies. But let me give you a little insight into Derby County. Um, I'm a big fan of Brian Clough, the great manager of Nottingham Forest. But before that, he managed Derby County, got fired, and basically that's how Nottingham Forest picked him up. And Brian Clough was able to make history. With that being said, before he went to Nottingham Forest, back in I want to say 1967 ish, they had won the league. But let me just look through here. First division, which is basically what the Premier League is now. They won the league. Derby County did in 1970, in the 1971-72 season, and also in 1974-75. And I think that's kind of when everything kind of went awry with Brian Clough, and he ended up going to Nottingham Forest. They were also runners up in 1895-96, 1929, 1930, and 1935-36. And they've been the second tier champions as most recently as 1986-87. And even further back, the third division, which is what is League One now, they won that back in 1956 and 57, that season. They won the FA Cup in 1945-46 season. They've been runners up on 3 different occasions. So it's been a good 70 something years since they've won the FA Cup, and basically a good almost 50 years since they've won the first division of English soccer, which is now known as the Barclays Premier League. But right now they're in League One, so it's going to take me at least 2 seasons to get them to the Barclays Premier League, and that's pretty much a big a rundown of what they've won. They've had their share of great players, and they've had a very good history in real life. Last season, they just the year before they had gotten relegated from the championship to League One. That was in the That was in 2021, 2022. In the 2022-23 season, which was last season, they missed the playoffs by 1 point. And I believe that that's basically the worst finish that that Derby County have ever had. So that's a brief rundown of Derby County, and that's kind of why I chose them instead of starting a team in the EFL Championship. I wanted to start them from one tier down. So we're gonna go from League One, hopefully get promoted to the Championship, and then get promoted to the Barclays Premier League. So without further ado, let's start, and I'm gonna start basically from scratch. So I'm gonna use the current squads. And I'm gonna create a new manager, which is gonna be me, obviously. So I'm gonna use this model here, and let's rock and roll here. So let me go ahead and put my name in. Put my name here. Okay, hold that thought. There we go. Done with that. Now let's put the last name, and then let's get this up. Whoops, excuse me. Let's get this party started. I did decide to take a break after I finished my Bristol City career mode. Working on that video, that short movie, I guess is probably the best way to call it, and just kind of relax a little bit and take a bit of a breather. That it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do a career mode and to upload videos and things like that. So the new manager for Derby County will be me, Kevin Ramos, from Puerto Rico. So let's go into the face. Let's try to make this man look at it as handsome, as possible here. See, it's just it's a no, it's a little too dark. Kind of not it's not that light skin, bro. Okay, that'll work. Let's go with the eyes. Whoops, excuse me. Let's go. Well, that should. I think this is close enough to my eyes, right? Yeah, right there. There's a little more realistic. Let's go to the eyebrows. Let's try this. Let's go with the nose. And look, I got. mm, No, I think that default nose will work. Let's go with the lips here. No, excuse me. No, come on now. Come on now. Okay, this is limited. Too far. How far I could go? Let's mm, no, I won't say that. I would kind of go more. I'd go with that. Let's go to the jaw. Let's go with that. So we're starting this whole thing from, I mean, absolute scratch here. Let's do that. The ears, I'll just kind of generic, generic ears. Haircut, no hair. So let's find the bald guy over here. There we go. All right, we're cooking. Let's go with the beard. So too much. Let's see. Mm, yeah, I would say that's close enough. Let's go with the color. Only thing I don't like, honestly, is the fact that the eyebrows are gray, and my eyebrows are not gray, but there's nothing I can do about that. Let's see if there's another color out here. Mm, Yeah, I'm definitely not at that point. And this is I look a little too young there. It's definitely no yellow hair, no yellow facial hair. So I think I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so let's zoom out. Uh, okay, now let's okay, I already selected. So now let's go to the outfit. And since they wear black and white, I'm gonna go Diego Simeone here. I'm gonna just go all black. Isn't there one here with the club crest? Okay, there we go. Now it says Blackpool there because that's a career mode I did a long time ago. But it's going to hold on just a second. Okay. But it'll say Derby County. So for this season we're gonna go all black. Let's go with the black suit pants here. Let's go with the all black tie. Because we're not gonna mess around here. Let's go with the glasses as well. Let's go with the socks. Be slim style, be styling. Black shoes. Okay, let's rotate. See how that looks. Let me check one more thing here. I want to make sure. Let me make sure I'm live. Okay, I'm good to go there. All right, so let's advance. Okay, no more options here. Okay, I'm going to use an authentic club. So, so like I said, I'm going to start in League One. I'm going to use Derby County. Let's take a read. Derby County were formed in 1884 as a branch of Derbyshire, excuse me, not Derbyshire, Derbyshire. It's been a long day. Derbyshire County Cricket Club. They have been crowned champions 2 times and have won the domestic cup on 1 occasion. Derby were one of 12 members of the inaugural season of the Football League in 1888-89 and won their first game 6-3 at Bolton. See, I did not know that. So I learned something there. And like I said, they won the first division twice in the 70s, 1971-72 and 1974-75, the glory days of the Brian Clough era. And they also won the FA Cup back in 1946. So eventually that's what I'm going to want to do. But I'm in League One, so I'm 2 tiers down from the Premier League. So let's go with the home stadium. And man, I completely forgot what the name of completely forgot what the name of their stadium is. Just a second. Pride Park. Okay, and it's about 30,000 strong. So let's see the one that kind of looks closest to it. See that Stadio Europa. That's kind of a little too big. That doesn't really look like their stadium. So the closest one is going to be Ivy Lane, but I'm going to obviously rename it Pride Park. So let's go ahead and rename this bad boy. And we're getting close to the introductory press conference. So like I said, this stadium here is the one that looks closest to it. So let's go back. Let's look at the stands. Let's look at the stadium color. Gonna have that stadium color white. And then let's have the seats black. No, let's have them black and white if possible. Okay, no. Okay, no, I'm going to change that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, excuse me. Let's have dual colors here. And let's see, let's see, black and white or white and black. I think I'm gonna go, looks like here the seats are white. Let's just go let's go white and black, the stadium color. Then I guess for the seat color, I can't really do anything as far as a new dual color. So we'll go with black there. Let's go back. The pitch, the grass. I'm gonna keep it a checkered large with white lining, and instead I'm gonna use a. Let's go with the. I don't want to do the dark green or this. Let's go with a fern green here. For that, the net, I'm just gonna keep it simple. So here we go. Let's advance. And it looks like we're going to start going to the introductory press conference. Oh, hold that thought because this is the kicker. We're going to go enable the transfer window. World-class difficulty, 6 minutes. Since I live in the United States, we're going to use US dollars. I'm going to enable all the European competitions. We're going to have loose negotiations, international job offers. I'm going to disable that because I'm from Puerto Rico, and so that will be the only international team that I would ever want to manage. But that team does not, in all my career modes, I've never gotten that offered, so we'll skip that. And then financial takeover, yes, and we're gonna go for the big daddy, the $1 billion influx for Derby County because we're gonna try to get them back to the Barclays Premier League. So here goes. I'm about to do my introductory press conference as the new manager of Derby County FC here in just a second. Oh, let me go ahead and save that. You know, I'm about to become the new manager of the Derby County Rams in just 1 second. Thank you to my viewer and my viewers that I'm gonna have. I've been trying to hype this up on Twitter, so hopefully as this goes on, I'll have a lot more followers. Here we go. Here I am. Look at that. That's looking sharp with the black. That black suit with the Derby County logo right there looks sharp, sharp. All right, I'm gonna set my tactical vision here. I'm gonna start out with wing play. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in a 3-4-3 formation, but I'll get to that in a minute. Uh, Let me just go over all the tactical visions first for anybody that's never played FC24. The standard one, your team takes a balanced approach to the game, focused on maintaining a shape which will help you stay strong defensively while still offering a threat going forward. Wing play, which is the one I'm going to use, you make use of the full width of the pitch when in possession, getting the ball out to attacking players close to the touchlines quickly, and using overlapping fullbacks to add to the threat from those areas. That worked incredibly well for my Bristol City career mode. Tiki Taka, the Barcelona days of Pep Guardiola when he was managing with Messi and Henrik Larsson and Johnson, and then later the MSN of Messi and Neymar in the midfield of Xavi, Andres Iniesta, and Sergio Busquets, and before that, Yaya Toure. Um, Tiki-taka, you look to employ a possession-based style of play, comfortable on the ball all over the pitch. Your players use short passing and rotations while waiting for opportunities to play in attackers who've run into channels or gaps between opposition defenders. gegenpressing, which is what Jurgen Klopp uses, and basically what Pep Guardiola uses now at Manchester City. Your strategy is based around a high press. Press your team tries to win back the ball in the opponent's third whenever possible, using turnovers to create goal scoring opportunities before the opposition can settle back into shape. Park the bus, which is more of a Italian catenaccio, which is one I'll never use for sure. Your team bases its game around solid, uncompromising defending. You're always disciplined, well organized, out of possession, usually employing a very low block, throttling opponent's attack before winning the ball and trying to get forward yourselves. Counterattack, low risk and a low block are the keys to your team's style of play. Players defend the penalty area, and then once possession is regained, get the ball forward quickly with attackers ready to run into space behind the opponent's defensive line. Last one, kick and rush, a style of play built around strength and athleticism, enables your players to often bypass midfield, getting the ball forward quickly to your powerful strikers who can exploit space behind defenders and battle for second balls and knockdowns. So those are all the play styles. In my previous career mode, I can count maybe with one hand the time I played a team that used kick and rush. Counterattack a little more. Park the bus was a seldom one. Usually it was gang pressing, but particularly wing play and standard. Those were the ones that they used the most. So wing play. Now I gotta hire my coaches. I can hire up to 13 coaches. So I want to focus on and then if you look at the weekly salary, the more expensive they are, it's really the better they are. But I want to focus a lot of my a lot of my coaching hires on defense and goalkeeping skills. And then here, if you see this right here, you see this tactical vision, which is what I had just explained a minute ago. Look at this coach here, Oliver Leach. Tactical vision. He is an expert with the standard tactical vision. And then this coach right here, you have different levels: expert, accomplished, novice. And so this coach is almost an expert as far as that looks like the kick and rush tactical vision, I believe. And this one, Archie Cooper, is accomplished in the park the bus tactical vision. So you kind of want to get coaches that are close to expert on the tactical vision you've selected, but you also want to get the higher quality stars. You don't want to get a 1 star that's an expert in, because well, he's a 1 star as far as teaching goalkeeping skills, but he's a 4 star as far as teaching midfield skills, and a 3 star as far as attacking. So that's kind of how that works. But I want to focus on goalkeeping and defending, particularly defending. So this coach is George Forrest, accomplished as far as goalkeeping skills. Let's say if any 5 star defense, and then you're gonna toggle up and down. And then also he's accomplished as far as defensive skills. Okay, so he's a 4 star. So I'm gonna go with him. He'll be my first coach, and he'll be there. Okay, so let's go back. I'm gonna skip all that. Uh, let's hire some more coaches. But his defensive knowledge is novice. Okay, so let's hire another coach here, and let's see what we have as far as attacking. Damn, I have no 5 star attacking coaches. That sucks. I don't even have any 4 star attacking skills coaches. Let's see, midfield. Okay, the only one I have as far as midfield is going to be Callum Finch. With that being said, his knowledge of the wing play tactical vision is expert. So I'm definitely gonna hire him, and I'm gonna hire him as my midfield coach. All right. So I'm just gonna keep hiring coaches here until I'm pretty much filled up. Then you have this coach, Aaron Manning, 4 stars as far as defensive skills and expert in tactical vision. Expert in the wing play tactical vision. All right. And then, as you can see, I've achieved 8 stars with the coaches. If I get 14 stars or more, that'll give me a boost. Same thing for everything else here. I've got 3 coaches hired. So let me just go ahead and stock up. Looks like I've got a lot of defensive skills coaches. So I'm going to go ahead and stock up on those coaches. Oh, well, hold on. Who's this goalkeeping coach? Okay, I'm gonna get 2 goalkeeping coaches before we go anywhere. I'm gonna go Arthur Wright, expert in the Gegenpress tactical vision. Okay, and then let's hire the next coach here, which is Alice Bryan, an expert. Looks like that's the Park the Bus tactical vision. So they'll be novices in wing play, but with the stars that they have there, I just got a boost for my goalkeeper. Okay, let's hire another defensive coach. Since I'm going to take advantage and with all those, see, I'm going to hire these 2 4-star coaches right here. Jay Birch accomplished, and that looks like that's the kick and rush. And then I'm going to hire one more coach for defense, and that's going to be believe this is the first one that we spoke about, Oliver Leach. Okay, so I've got a boost in defense and goalkeeping. So let's get a couple other coaches here for midfield and attacking. No, 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 not that one. No, no, no. Excuse me. Okay, I've only got okay, Lewis Page, who was accomplished in the tactical vision of wing play, got 3 stars. So let's go with that one. Then let's hire another coach. Unfortunately, no 4 stars or 5 stars here. So I have to make do with what I've got available. But as I hopefully, if I can get promoted to the EFL Championship, I'll be able to get better coaching. But I just got to deal with what I got. So I got Jessica McClellan, accomplished in the tactical vision of Tiki Taka, 3-star midfield skills. Okay. So I've got 3 coaches. So I've got 8 coaches total. Nine, excuse me. So I've got 4 positions open. This is kind of where it gets a little. Okay, Oliver Hancock, novice as far as wing play, but okay, maybe not. Crap, knowledge, tactical. Let's see, tactical vision. The thing about it, this coach has 3 stars as far as attacking. Well, let's go with Archie Cooper. As far as that, let me see. Can I get another midfield coach that's got 4 stars? Will yield better results? No. Dang, I've only got a 2-star. Noah Clements. Get just put Noah Clements there, and then I'll just hire one more attacking coach, and then we're done. I'm not gonna bother yeah, that'll do it. Okay. So, and then when you look here, it'll tell you their level of expertise as far as each tactical vision. And obviously, our main one is going to be wing play. So this coach's level is novice. Oliver, yeah, excuse me. Let me just go ahead and hire him. This one, Archie Cooper, also same thing, novice. Knowledge as an attacking coach. Now, here's a good one. Callum Finch is an expert with 4 stars. Then you have Lewis Page, who is accomplished, and Jessica McClellan, who is novice, and then Noah Nicholas Clemens, accomplished. but McClellan has more stars, so that's why she's ahead of him. Now, as far as Erin Manning, the defensive coach, her tactical knowledge is expert as far as our tactical vision. George Forrest is not, the rest of the coaches here, they're all novices. Then you have here the goalkeeping coach, Ellis Bryan, novice but expert at counterattack. So we'll be doing some counterattacking. And then Arthur Wright, expert at gegenpressing. So that's kind of not going to help the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper does have a boost. So, and then, like I said, tactical vision is wing play. So we're done with that part. And eventually, as I start, as I start doing rotations and things like that, and like I said, I'm going to change the formation. Let's read this article. Where is it? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's read the headlines. There's the initial press conference. Newly appointed Ramos has taken up reins at Derby County. The deal has finally put fans' mind at rest, as many were already convinced he was the best candidate for the club. One optimistic fan proclaimed, "The manager looks like a good choice to me, and I think he may be exactly what we need. Hopefully, he can inspire some decent results. As long as we're winning, the fans will love him." Derby County's chief executive seemed to echo those sentiments. "We're in a period of transition at Derby, and we're convinced that Ramos is the right choice to lead the club forward, to inspire our players and bring happiness to our fans." Others at the club, though, were left wondering about the decision to appoint Ramos as Derby County manager. Many have pointed out that the manager isn't well qualified for the job, but the board, it seems, are backing the new man. He's bright and ambitious. When you find someone that's able to bring something really fresh to the table, you have to take a chance and then back him. By appointing Ramos, we hope to start a new chapter and begin to build the team the fans deserve, affirmed the club's board of directors. Let's look at the next headline here. These are more, let me go to just straight to the club news. Oh, never mind. This is just the fixtures. Derby County will now know they'll kick off their league campaign against Wycombe. All right. And then one last headline here. Derby County are the latest club to join the ranks of the super rich. A deal to buy the club was agreed last night, and wealthy new owners will take control in the coming days. As negotiations have continued, supporters and the media have been speculating as to what the future might hold for Derby County. After yesterday's agreement was finally announced, a group of fans gathered outside the stadium to celebrate. "It's amazing to think this has happened to us," declared one fan. "With that kind of money behind us, anything's possible now, isn't it?" It remains to be seen exactly how the new owners intend to move forward. What's certain is that this famous old club has now entered an exciting new era, and hopefully, me as the new manager, I'll be obviously a part of the of that new era. Now, this is just a League One. They're basically in alphabetical order, I think. So you gotta. It'll be interesting because I did a couple of career modes with Blackpool in FIFA 23 on my PS4, and then in my first one here on the PS5. So I'll be going back. I'll be playing them twice. So let's run down the list: Barnsley, Blackpool, Bolton, Bristol Rovers, Burton Albion, Cambridge, Carlisle, Charlton, Cheltenham, us, Exeter City, Fleetwood Town, Leighton Orient, Lincoln City, Northampton, Oxford United, Peterborough, Port Vale, Portsmouth, Reading, Shrewsbury, Stevenage, Wigan, and Wycombe. Now, see you see Wycombe at the bottom, but they're in alphabetical order. So, and let's see, can we see the Premier League? No, we cannot. Then you have this Bristol Streets Motors Trophy. I have no idea what that is, and to be honest, I have no interest in that trophy at this. That trophy's not going to do anything for me. Um, so the Carabao Cup. No, I'm really not going to focus on that. Okay, we have the Champions League right here, so we'll be looking at that. Let's see. Keep advancing. Okay. Okay, let's get back here. So you will have League One, the FA Cup. I'm definitely going to try to win that. Carabao Cup, not really, not this time around. League One playoffs. Hopefully, we'll win the league and not have to worry about that. You have the Europa League, the Conference League, and then also you can actually find out what's going on in other leagues right here. So actually, you will be able to find out what's going on. You have all these leagues, the Argentine League, the I believe that's the I think the New Zealand or the Australian League, and so on and so forth. And you will be able to find out who ends up winning the Barclays Premier League as well. Unfortunately, they do have the FA Cup, but they don't have like the Coupe de France and the Copa del Rey in Spain and the DFB Pokal, which I believe the German Cup is called. So unfortunately, they don't have those cups in this game. Unless you start a career mode in that league, I'm sure they'll have the cup there. But you won't be able to see if any of these European teams like go for a domestic double or domestic treble, unfortunately. So I'm gonna do a couple of more things here, and then I'm gonna end this episode one. Uh, what I'll probably do in the next episode is I'll do the tactical vision, change the formation, and then in the next episode, I'm really gonna go in and I'm gonna try to find some players to rebuild this team. Um, I don't want to do that now because that's really gonna take. I'll be here for like hours and hours, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep this first episode short, get the career mode going. I'm gonna do some research outside of this space, look for some players that I do want to acquire with the $1 billion budget. So I'm loving that. So we'll see. Let's look at the initial emails and let's read them. Chief Executive, important transfer market window. The transfer window is now open. Please bear in mind that a player's value will vary depending on his form, the time remaining on his contract, and how important he is to the current club. So basically, there's going to be some players that are so important to their club, the clubs will not sell them under any circumstances. These and several other factors will combine to determine how much any player is likely to be sold for. I will add comments in relation to any transfer negotiations as and when I see fit. I hope I can give you a better idea of what each player might be bought or sold for. Ultimately, though, decisions around transfers will be left up to you, which is me, the manager. Okay? Uh, Here's my second email. You should check your training plan at the start of each new season, making sure your players are focusing on the work they need to do to be at their very best on the pitch during games. So basically, you'll be doing training plans for players even if they're not playing. So, but I'll get to that as we go into the career modes. If the schedule's been demanding, you might want to concentrate on sustaining energy to make sure they don't succumb to fatigue. On the other hand, if your players are short on game time, you might want to look at performance to ensure they don't lose their competitive edge. Of course, you can take a more balanced approach, but don't expect immediate results from that. Be aware that some members of your squad might need extra attention. So that's kind of what what the training is saying. Then this is important too. Everything, this is the Youth Academy report. We want to build and get new star players coming from the ranks of our academy. Everything in our club has to be based on solid foundations. This is why we're investing in young players and our academy. We believe we can find and develop our own talent. Please look carefully at the young players we currently have on our books. It's now your responsibility to make sure we get the very best out of as many of those players as we can. Based on our initial analysis, we feel that Boris Jankovic, in particular, has outstanding ability and the potential to become a world class footballer. He's a young man we believe has a very bright future at this club. If he continues to be guided the right way and works hard at his game, we believe Boris Jankovic can become a true great and make a huge difference in the future of this football club. So let's hit X and let's see what the fuss is about with this Yankovic. Let's scroll to overall. All right. 17 years old, has a 94 potential, 5'8", 145. I'm kind of concerned about that he's not that tall. With that 67 pace, as a balanced training plan. Uh, you know what? These other guys, I'm going to go ahead since they're under six. This guy, like Joseph Novak, he's not even a 60 overall at 17 years old, so I don't really see much of a future for him. And if you've watched my Bristol City career mode, you know if there was a youth player here and he was, let's say, 17 years old and under 60 overall, out. So I'm just gonna get rid of all these guys. Let them. I'm just gonna release them and focus on Yankovic. And I'll be getting some new youth players. But like I said, we'll get into that as we go along. I do want to make one major call, one major decision before we end this episode. So all these, look, you have a 44 overall. I mean, I know he's 15 years old, but I'm not gonna invest in that. Like I'm really gonna start from scratch here, much the way I did in the Bristol City career mode. All right. So now this is all that space you see there. That's for the new Youth Academy players that I'll be getting, which we'll get to that. But let's go ahead and develop Boris Yankovic. So we're gonna go to development plan. Let's see, he plays right winger. So I want to develop him as a wide winger, and then let's see how we can develop him. Obviously, he doesn't look like he's gonna be a defender. 12 weeks as right midfielder. Let's try to go right winger or striker. Left winger. Okay, he can be a right-footed left winger. So let's go. Let's hit that. And so give him 2 weeks to develop, and hopefully, he will instead of being a 61, he'll be maybe a 62, 63 overall. And once he gets to close to 70, I can definitely promote him to the senior team. Now, this is a big one right here. We are delighted. This is the basically the vision for this season for Derby County and also the expectations that the board has for me. We are delighted to have you join us. We are all looking forward to seeing you enjoy success at our football club. For Derby County, achievement is not just measured by results on the pitch. We have a brand to enhance, a business to grow, and a fan base to please. Given Derby County's identity and our long-term plans, key areas we would like you to focus on include domestic success, how well the team does in the league and domestic cup, which is a bit more the FA Cup than anything, youth development, how well we develop our youth academy, bring in young talent, and profit from sales of homegrown players. That's important. Eventually, we're going to have to sell some of these homegrown players. Uh, Even though they won't get in the first team right out of the youth academy, we can loan them to other teams and maybe we can sell them outright, and we can make a profit off of these players. And there's nothing wrong with that. I sold a bunch of youth guys on my Bristol City career mode, and I made a very nice profit off of them. All right. Uh, Brand exposure, expanding the popularity of the club. We will provide you with specific objectives for each of these categories so as to ensure clarity in respects of our expectations. We expect you to play a key role in helping the club to meet its targets in all those areas. Your future at the club will therefore depend on how well we can execute those agreed goals. It's important to know that. Let's look at those goals and expectations. Right now, my popularity rating is 80. Obviously, I want to keep it at 90 or above. Youth development. Here we go. Sign 2 players in your youth academy assigned to a defender position. So obviously, I'm going to have to recruit some defenders into my youth academy and then have them um, in the academy. Obviously, so basically that's the goal to get 2 defenders. They're not asking me particularly to have them promoted, but to have them sign. Also, sign at least 3 players younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. Okay. So basically guys with higher potential than probably what we have on our roster now, which I have not looked at. But I'm sure a League One roster is not gonna, not a roster that's gonna set the world on fire. Brand exposure. Get 25 games with at least one goal, scored this season. Okay. Also, sign two players of the same nationality as the club. So basically, two English players. Financial. Also, it's also priority. So this is a big priority right here for youth development. Critical. This one, not so much, but youth development, absolutely critical. Financial, not so much. Within the same season, sign three crucial players and make a profit of $136 million. So no worries there. Okay, here's the big one. EFL League One, the short term win the title. The FA Cup reached the FA Cup around the 16. So that's critical, especially the one winning the league. No European competition, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, now first scouting report. All right. Bill Naylor has sent us his initial scouting report. He has found 15 players in England. Perhaps you'll take a look at his scouting report and get some detail about the talent he's found. When scouting a region, of course, our scouts can only provide you with an overview of each player. You can ask Billy Naylor to deliver more detail when you view the player's information. The scout will then focus on any players you require more information about and report back in due course. Okay, let's take a look at what he found and let's see if any of these guys can help. Okay, Macaulay Langstaff, 26 years old striker. I like the fact that he's got 86 pace. Now let's see this young man, Roland Idowu, Shrewsbury Town. I believe Shrewsbury Town is in League Two, so no. Daniel Jepson, striker, good pace. Sheffield United. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So what we're gonna do is, his contract is expiring for Sheffield United, so you can do three things: ask him to scout, shortlist in the transfer hub, and shortlist and view in the transfer hub, which we'll get to that. Uh, I like this guy. He is a 6'3", 19 years old. Uh, Let me see if I can. Let's see what we got here. Let me look him up just real quick. And when I get to that episode where I'm really going to be looking for players, those are going to be longer episodes, to be honest. But for this episode, I don't want to go like 4 or 5 hours here. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna scout him. I'm gonna look at my roster here in a minute too. But definitely, definitely interested in him. He's got the same pace. Macaulay Longstaff has some better traits, I can just tell. But you have a young 19-year-old who can accelerate. If it's whatever numbers are in green, those are the ones. The more green they have on those numbers, on those traits, the better. And he's got a lot of he's acceleration, jumping, strength, sprint speed, good stamina, and he can finish too. All right, he's a good finisher. So basically, you're getting a. And then McCall Longstaff, he's peaking. He's at the peak of his career. Uh, but let's see, he's at 5'10", not and 7 years older. So this young man, Daniel Jebison, from Sheffield United. Sheffield United, a Premier League club. So yeah, he definitely looks like he's an exciting prospect. I wanna have a team that's average age over under 25 total. So this guy Iwusu, $1 million release clause. I'm not gonna bother. Harry Ransom, 23-year-old center back from Crawley Town. I'm gonna assume that's League Two, so not good enough. Ross Tierney. I think Chelsea might have had this young man. 5'7". I'm not sold on him. Rio Adebisi from Crew Alexandra, excuse me. 5'9", 23-year-old left back. Mm, he's got some good qualities as far as speed, but that's pretty much about it. You have this young man, Phoenix Patterson, left midfielder, 22 years old. A lot of speed, but quite frankly, not much else. I believe Fleetwood Town is in League 1. Stephen Duke McKenna from Sutton United, which I believe they're in League 2. It's got some pace, quite a bit of pace, but not much else. Let's look at Tyrell Warren from Barrow. He's a 24-year-old right wing back. He's aggressive, but no, nothing special here, to be honest. No players that stand out. But if you watch my Bristol City career mode, you know good and well. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a couple of those guys here on my Derby County career mode. A couple of the superstars, I probably definitely won't get them in League 1 or in the championship, but I will. I've got them all up here, so I'll try to build that super team slowly but surely. Okay, so um, quite frankly, okay, Marcus McGuane, Oxford, the release clause really isn't worth it. Christian Walton, 27-year-old goalkeeper from Ipswich Town. Okay, and he's a prospect. Let's see. He might be a good choice, especially for a League 2 side. Like I said, I'm not expecting a Xavi Simmons or anybody like that to come. Okay, all right. I think I'm gonna scout him. Okay, like I said, he'll be decent for a League 1 team, for us being in League 1. Excuse me. But maybe by the time we hit the Premiership, I might have to move on from him. But to start this career mode, yeah, that it's okay. Oh, I may have something here. Aaron Namain, never heard of him. He's with Notts County, decent dribbler, and the man has got speed for days. And you know what? For the formation that I'm planning on having, which is the 3-4-3, like I stated, okay, maybe this young man is what I need. Let's see if I can. What can I find out about him? Let's see. Okay, I guess his youth career was with Man City. Never made any appearances with them, and now he's with Notts County. So he is a League 2 player. 25 years old. He's probably peaked at this point in his career. But with that look at the acceleration and the agility. Very balanced. So you know what? He's definitely somebody that's worth scouting. And I'm sure he'd probably jump at the chance to go from League 2 to League 1. Uh, Marcus McGuane, but not the release clause, like I said, isn't really worth it. Last but not least, Jamie McDonald from Nottingham Forest. Not much there. So that's the scouting for Billy Naylor. Let's look at the instructions. Good morning, Mr. Kevin. May I introduce myself? My name is Billy Naylor, and I am one of your scouts. I wanted to say hello and let you know how the other scouts and I can help you. We employ two types of scouting. One by region. You will send scouts to a specific region of the world. We, the scouts, will report back on any players we find who match your scouting instructions, and that's probably what I'll do. I'll send them to the region, and whatever player, I don't care what position. That's kind of how it's worked for me as in my past career modes. Player specific, you can assign a scout to watch specific players. You can do this when the scouts have identified players through region scouting. Alternatively, if you already have some players in mind, you can search for them and assign a scout to follow them. A scout who is assigned to a region can only be instructed to look at players playing in that region. If, for example, I was scouting in Spain, I can only offer you details on players playing in Spain. You might want to hold back one scout um, from by region scouting duties. That scout could then be able to focus on player-specific scouting of talented players outside regions already being covered by the scouting region. Ultimately, it's your decision as to how best to exploit the scouting staff you have available. Let's see. I want to hire 3 scouts. Now, the key here, when you're looking at these scouts, judgment and experience. This scout is hiring in Turkey, couldn't find anything. This scout is available to be sent, as you can see, to any of these areas right here. But I want to hire 3 more scouts and maybe hire 6. But we'll get to that in a second. Here we go. When you're looking at hiring scouts, 2 things you want to look at. A more experienced scout will find a larger number of players. Judgment, experience and judgment. Judgment, a scout with better judgment will find higher quality players. So let's see what we got here. And I'm going to go by how much these scouts cost. And obviously, the 2 most expensive scouts are going to be these 2 scouts that are New Zealanders. You have Saunders, 5 stars experience, 5-star judgment. Then you have Nicholas Heath, 4-star experience, 5-star judgment. So I'm going to hire those 2. And basically, if they cost more to hire them, they're better scouts. Then we're going to go Nicholas Heath here, hire him. Then 1 more scout. See, we've got 2 scouts from Morocco who are the same. Same level of experience, same level of judgment, 4 stars apiece. Let's go with Isam Saber. That sounds like a cool name. And what I'll do in my next video, I will send those scouts out. I'll keep I think what I'll do is I might get Billy Naylor out of England, but maybe not. Maybe not. He's British. So I can send these guys out to anywhere in the world. Okay, so Fitting's judgment is 4 star. Everybody's judgment is 4 stars. But Heath and Saunders are 5 stars. So I think these 5 stars, I think I should send them to like powerhouse countries like Germany, France, Italy, Argentina, Brazil. Uh, they'll be I think they'll be great scouts. And then this is player chats, which no conversations yet. Okay, so I'm gonna make one move here before I get out. Okay, and this is something I do in every career mode, no matter what. Let's go to SWAT Hub. I'm gonna start right at the top here. You see Max Bird. He is a player that's actually belongs to Bristol City. He's on loan to us. Uh, Ebu Adams. I think that is. It's hard to tell. It looks like it's Cardiff City that he's on loan from. So let's go through the roster. Uh, Tyrese John Jules. He's on loan from Arsenal. Interesting. 22 years old. 64 overall. Then you have Connor Washington, Dwight Gale. These guys are in their 30s. I'm not gonna keep those guys in their 30s around. Just kind of right. But before we do that, then you have this guy Nathaniel Mendez Lang, 31 years old. I mean, he's got that something special, but 68 overall with at 31 years old, I don't know. So the status is important. If it's a guy that's got that's something special, or if it's a player, let me take a look here. This other one, Tyrese Fortnite has that something special. A lot of these are expiring contracts. Kane Wilson has that something special at 23 years old. He might be a keeper. Let's see. The center backs are there. But then you've got Craig Forsyth, 34 years old. His contract expiring at his age. I'll probably be letting him go. Let's see. Joe Waldsworth, Scott Loach. I'll probably let him go. 35 years old, 60 overall. So now, this is what I'm going to do. Where is he at? Right here. Connor Horihane, 32 years old. But notice he's the captain. He's got that C. So what I always do in a career mode, I get rid of the captain. So I'm gonna release him. It'll cost me 165,000, but that's sending a message to the team. Hey, we have a new coach, so I'm gonna have a new captain. So we'll get to picking the captain and all that in my next video. But that's what I wanted to do. And way before we do any preseason invites and all that, in my next video, I'm gonna start looking for two things. There's going to be two things. I'm going to do my whole complete tactical board as far as my formation and how I want each player to do. That'll be the first thing that I'll do in my next video. And then in my second video, in the next portion of the video, and maybe into that'll be episode 2 and maybe into episode 3, that's when I'm going to start looking for players to basically revamp the squad. And what I'm going to be looking at is my central defenders, my goalkeeper, which I might have already solved that with the goalkeeper that we looked at earlier, and definitely the strikers. Well, I mean everything, but I definitely want to focus on the center backs, the goalkeepers, and my front three. I'm going to do a 3-4-3 formation. So the center forward, the false nine, the right and left winger. I want to focus on that. Maybe the wing backs, and then focus on the center backs. And like I said, goalkeeper. Brian Clough, who I mentioned at the start of this video, one of the greatest coaches in the history of British soccer. I read one of his books. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but he said you build a team either from the back to the front or from front to back. So basically, you want to have great strikers, you want to have great center backs, and you want to have a great goalkeeper. So that's the formula that I'm going to use, and that's how I'm going to build this team. I'm going to focus on strikers or the two wingers, the front three, basically. I'm going to focus on the center backs, and I'm going to focus on the goalkeeper. So that's basically it. That's going to end season 1, episode 1 of my Derby County career mode. I got to start getting used to saying Derby County. I've been saying Bristol City forever and ever. So again, this is the end of season 1, episode 1 of my Derby County career mode. So, like I said in my next episode, I'm going to go through the whole tactical vision and what I want to do with each player and how to position them and what their roles are going to be. And then I'm going to start getting to the nitty gritty, and I'm going to start looking for some new players at the positions that I had aforementioned. And I'm going to start getting rid of some of the players here, particularly some of the older players in their 30s. I'm just going to go ahead and let them move on, and I'm going to try to put a lot of new blood in. If you want to continue, if you've enjoyed this episode, this first episode, let me know in the comments. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at SmoothOps75. If you want to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube, just type in Veterans Gaming Podcast and you will find me there. If you do follow me on YouTube, you can see all my career modes. Obviously, this first episode, my Bristol City career mode, my Preston North End career mode, my Blackpool career mode on PS5, and also the Blackpool career mode when I played FIFA 23 on the PS4. That's really where this whole Veterans Gaming Podcast got started, and it's slowly building up. So until then, this is Kevin, and this has been the Veterans Gaming Podcast.